right, welcome to a new week. This week for English, we are moving on past contractions and we are looking at how to make your writing better by using quotation marks. So let's get started. What are quotation marks? Right, before we do anything else, in your home learning book, I would like you to write the dates, which is Sunday, April 5th. And the LO, which is I can use quotation marks, so they're right here for you to write down. If you would like to write notes, it is a good idea because you will be doing work on quotation marks, so I don't want you to forget anything, but write down the things that you don't know or things that you think are important. I'll give you a hint. Anything that is in a little blue box like this might be important. So if you do want to write it down, that's fine, but you don't have to. There will be work at the end of the lesson for you to complete, so you can try them out, and then we'll see how you get on. All right, so let's keep going. Remember, you can pause the video at any time if you do want to write notes, or if you're still writing something down, okay? So quotation marks are also called speech marks. And they are what we use in writing to show that a person is talking. They go around what is being said. So they have an open quote, which is here, and a closed quote, which is here. Okay? Open quotes go before the first word that is being said, and closed quotes go after the last word that is being said. So we talked about quotation marks. So again, here's a box if you do want to write it down. Okay. Quotation marks go around what is being said. So here we have some examples for you. If you would like to write them down, you can. So the first one says, I'm next. So we have the open quotation before I'm and the closed quotation after next. Okay. I hope you all studied hard, she said to her class, because today you're having a test. So we have the open ones before I, closed ones before hard. She said to her class is not something that is being said, which is why we do not need a quotation mark around it. But then at the end, we have the one before because, and we have the one after test. So those are important to have, because we have the front and the back, and that's still what's being said. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, you sound like a sick duck, honk honk. That's from Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon by Patti LaBelle. We've actually read that story at the start of the year, if you can remember back that far. So what's being said is you sound like a sick duck, honk honk. So we have our open ones before you and our closed ones after honk, okay? Are there rules? Well, yes, said the teacher, and we are going to take a look on the next slide. So the rules are that some things are always inside the quotation marks, and some things it depends on what is the meaning behind it. So things that are always on the inside are periods or full stops, okay? So it goes at the end. So good day, sir. I hope that you are having a great day. And then we put one at the end here. And commas. Commas always go inside the speech marks, okay? I think so too, comma. Close speech marks, she said. So full stops or periods and commas always go inside the speech marks. Now, question marks and exclamation marks, it depends. So the first one, do your parents always say you will know when you're an adult? We're not exactly asking, the parents aren't asking a question here, but I'm asking a question to you, which is why we have it at the end. So it's not part of the adults asking a question. It's not your parents asking the question. They're not saying you will know when you're an adult, question mark. They are asking you a question about something that your parents always say. So that's why it's not inside the speech marks. For B, he asked her another, what is life about? Question. So this one, it's part of the speech marks because he is asking her, what is life about? So that's why the question mark is inside the quotation marks, okay? The bottom, A, we have I love you, he yelled. So again, it's inside because he is yelling this. So it's part of what he said and how he said it. The second one, I couldn't believe that the sign said no children. So the sign's not yelling no children, obviously, but it says no children. So no children is what's being said, but I can't believe it. So I put it on the outside because I'm in shock. I'm surprised. So I have it at the end. Now, if this is still really confusing, there are 3 videos. The first one's really good, but the other 2 are good as well. That will help clarify, and hopefully, remember, you can send me messages if you're like, I really don't get it. I watched the videos. I'm still really confused. Please just send me a message, and I'll do my best to help you. We will be having our small group Zooms this week, so we can do it then, okay? But watch the videos if you just want to understand a little bit better, or if you're not 100% sure. Okay, if you know everything there is to know about quotation marks, you don't have to watch the videos. That's totally fine. But if you still are like, I'm not quite sure, then I would suggest watching the videos just to brush up your learning, okay? Make sure that you really fully understand it because we're going to be doing a lot of work with quotation marks this week. So the better you understand it, the easier that it will be for you. So remember, you need to use a comma to separate what is being said from the rest of the sentence. So for example, Yusuf turned to Fatima and said, here's the comma, because what is being said is separated from the rest. May I borrow your eraser? And because he asked the question, that was part of what he said. That's why the question mark is inside the speech marks. So what is being said is in orange, and it's separated from the purple, which is the rest of the sentence. So the comma separates the purple, which is the sentence, from what is being said in orange. So, can I try it? Well, yes. You can actually, if you pause the video and try to add these sentences, so try and write them down, or you can just say, here's where you need to put the quotation marks, that's fine too. So the first sentence is, I love to run, said Adam. Second sentence, my favorite book is Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon, said Haya. I wish I could go to the farm, said Mahir. So pause the video, try to add quotation marks to those sentences. Remember, you can say it out loud to whoever's in the room. You can say it out loud to yourself. You can just mentally make a note and say, oh, I think I need to put the speech marks here and here. That's fine if you don't feel like writing those down because you will have to do some writing down after. Okay, so pause the video and you can write those down or say those out loud. All right, here are your answers. So did you get them right? So the first one, we have the quotation marks before I in I love to run, and at the end after run, said Adam. See how it's after the comma because the comma is always inside the quotation marks. Then we have the open quotation marks before the word my. In my favorite book is Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon, and that we have the comma, and then we have close quotation marks. I wish I could go to the farm. So again, before the word I, and at the end, after the comma, we have the closed ones. So hopefully you got those all right, okay? So if you would like a little bit of a challenge, you can try to add quotation marks and commas to these sentences for a challenge. You don't have to do this. You can just skip through, but if you feel like you're up for a challenge, give it a try. Remember, you can write them down or you can just shout them out and say where you need to put them, okay? But here is what you actually have to do for me today. you have 12 sentences, and all you need to do is write in where it is. I will send you this page as well on Class Dojo, so that way you can just do it on the page. You don't have to write the sentences. But if you would like to rewrite the sentences, that would be worth some bonus Class Dojo points, okay? And what I want you to do is after you have done this page, I just want you to send me a picture on Class Dojo just so I can check and see how well you know your quotation marks. You only, for this page, have to add missing quotation marks. You don't have to add anything else. So just remember where we need to put them, and I will send you that page. So you can just, if you need to print it out, or if you have access to a printer, you can just print it and put them in, which saves you a little bit of work. Otherwise, please just write them out into your books and add them in that way, okay? So that is your work, so you can pause the video if you want to write them down now. Otherwise, I will send you the page to do your work later. And finally, there is a bonus challenge. You do not need to complete this, but if you do, send me a picture. So for this one, you have to write your quotation marks. You might also need to put in some speech things, so words. So you might need to put in a question mark or a comma, some other form of punctuation as well. This is strictly a bonus challenge. You do not need to do this. I am not going to be sending you the page, so if you do want to complete it, you'll need to pause the video to do this whole page, okay? And that's it. That's all of the work that you need to do. So remember, you need to have these 12 sentences done for me today just by putting where the quotation marks go. And then the second page here, this is a bonus challenge that you do not need to complete, but if you do, send me a picture, okay? So have fun, and I can't wait to see how well you've done on your quotation marks.